What's up? Soil brothers. Go back here. What's up? Soil brothers and soil sisters. Good morning, soil family. Today is Wednesday. Right? Yeah. Let me make sure. Yeah, today is Wednesday. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. I have absolutely no complaints. It looked so perfect outside. It's ridiculous. So Bobby headed to the garden. But anyhow, share this live out as you come in. So as you enter the room, be sure to do a few things for us, a little housekeeping. Make sure you are subscribed or following us because we are streaming to YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, give us some type of reaction. That always helps, and let the algorithm know that we're pretty decent people. And share this live out because we're going to go over a few things. Then I'm going to call Bobby in, hopefully before he get too lost, so he can talk about how we grow these groceries. We have gotten tons of comments on how, what, and what are y'all going to do with it? What is that? How did you grow it? Like, what are y'all fertilizing with? What are y'all doing? So we're going to talk about that too. But first, we want to talk about hormone imbalance and how something as simple as our hormones being off has destroyed a lot of lives and still seem to. So again, three things. Make sure you hit the thumbs up to give us some type of reaction. Make sure you are following or subscribe to our channel and share the live out. We're going to go over a few things. Then I'm going to pop over to Black's Tropical Homestead on Facebook, I think, and chit-chat for a minute over there. So we did get our Facebook back, Black's Tropical Homestead Facebook, but we also still run our Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle channel. So if you subscribe or following both, we appreciate you, and it is amazing to be back to Black's Tropical Homestead on Facebook. We appreciate that. Good morning, soil family. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm looking around because I'm like, I got comments over here, comments over there. So again, today we're going to talk about hormone imbalance, orders, updates on orders. If you placed an order, we appreciate you. If you placed an order, the last time I shipped out before vacation was Wednesday, 3 p.m. So if you placed the order after 3 p.m. last Wednesday, your orders are being processed. A big batch of orders went out yesterday. We got a load going out today. So we're working at it. As you all know that we don't like to hold your orders up more than 3 days. Sometimes we can get them out the same day you order it. Sometimes it does take a few days. We are swamped with orders right now, but we are getting them out. So you should look for your tracking number to come through email. Whatever email address you gave us, you should receive a tracking number. It may go in the spam folder, so definitely check your spam. But orders are being processed and shipped. Actually, I think I'm up to June 2nd or something like that, getting the orders out. So orders are going out, but we definitely want to thank y'all for being patient and allowing us to take a vacation and not freaking out because your orders hadn't shipped Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. But they are going out now. Some went out yesterday, so look out for your emails. Hormone imbalance. Let me see. I'll catch my husband as he go out the door, I hope. A lot of us suffer with hormone imbalance, and it's because of life. The things we eat, the things we do, we are some tired souls. We work our behind off. We stressed out because of the way of the world, all the stuff that's going on, everything we hear, all this stuff is contributing to our hormones being off. Even our personal care products, everything, the air we breathe, all of it is just terrible. So what do we do to combat things like a hormone imbalance? So we always talk about our food. Let me see. Let me pull up Facebook. And hey, Sue. Good morning. Share the live out. So I'm gonna share the live out. And thank y'all for sharing. We appreciate that. So the first thing we always what work for ED? Wild yam cream. Your hormones are off probably. Wild yam cream. Unless you have diabetes or taking these synthetic meds that can mess with you. But wild yam cream can help with that. Can I use it in a personal area, or is it something that you recommend? So depending on what you mean when you say personal area, because it does have cayenne pepper in it. Blacktropicalhomestead.com is our website. So our pain away cream, you can use it anywhere. We recommend not use it in the eye because of the cayenne pepper. So when you say personal area, keep in mind cayenne pepper is in the pain away cream. Would you suggest the pain away oil? Absolutely. With any type of pain, especially back, knee, fibromyalgia, I would definitely recommend pain away oil. It is amazing and it can help a lot. And I'm gonna tell a few stories that we encountered over the weekend when we had our meet and greet. So hormone imbalance. Now I saw somebody say menopause. Menopause is definitely we get certain symptoms during menopause. Menopause is totally normal, but the symptoms that we experience while battling menopause are not so normal. So a lot of people complain of hot flashes, hair loss, things like that. That is just a hormone imbalance issue. Now, we should have symptoms of menopause, but they shouldn't be so extreme. Same thing when you have menstrual cycles for our ladies. We shouldn't be in pain the way we are. Our cycles should be like clockwork. Every 28 days or so, give or take, and 3 or 4 days. We shouldn't be cycling for a week or 2-3 weeks or a month, and it shouldn't be super heavy. So the hormones are just off. So first, we have to think about what am I eating and what am I allowing myself to be subjected to? What am I watching? What am I listening to? All these things can throw the hormones off. Wild yam has been a game changer for me. The pain away has helped the joint pain. Good. So how often do you drink cayenne lemon for high blood? Every day, every single day. So when you look at herbs, I mean, I ain't gonna say compare them to your synthetics, but they tell us we're gonna take these synthetics for the rest of our lives, and we take those pills every day, faithfully. We gotta do our herbs the same way. Our herbs are our medicine. So all we using is cayenne, and you said lemon juice. Drink a little lemon juice. That's a great detox for the body, especially in the mornings on an empty stomach with your cayenne. But it's your food. It's not medicine. It is healing the body, but it's natural. So we want to do that every day. We want to be consistent with it, and give yourself time. But again, you got to remember, what am I feeding my body every day? We got to clean our products up. We got to be careful when we buying stuff. What are we eating? Have fun. Enjoy life. Don't be so hard on yourself. But enjoy life some. But everything in moderation. One menopause for years, but menstruals come back lightly. So technically you are not in full menopause until you've been 12 months without a cycle. So when it's coming back, that means, I would just get some wild yam cream and see if you can balance yourself off, because you shouldn't have a cycle at all if you have gone through that menopause phase. So hormone imbalance, what does it look like? Now, hormone imbalance can look different for everybody, so I suggest you do your own research. That way, you'll know all the things you need to know about hormone imbalance. You can't just go off with one person doing or what one person saying, because everybody is different. Everybody is different, and some people react to different things different. Some people react fast, some people take a little longer. So you have to do your own research and judge for yourself. Even with my husband and I have to remember that we are two totally different people. So I can't treat him the way I treat me. Even though we can try the same things, we got to pay attention to see what is his body doing and telling him compared to mine. What can I take for hormone imbalance, hair growth on the face? So you need wild yam cream. We do make a wild yam cream, and we'll explain this in a minute. So what does hormone imbalance look like for some people? Hair loss, weight gain, acne, fatigue, infertility, irregular cycles, hot flashes, sleep issues, fibroids, early cycles, because our girls cycle like in single digits when we should be 16, 17 or so. Cysts, low sperm count, polyps, depression. Oh, that's my husband's phone. I was like, wait a minute. I thought I stopped it. Okay. Depression, ED or erectile dysfunction, heavy cycles, skin tags, dry skin, vaginal dryness, painful cycles, headaches, cancer, tension, thyroids, prostate issues, and heart disease. Now, these are just a few symptoms you could experience if you have or because we have hormone imbalance. The wild yam cream is good for back cream is good for pain. So you're saying both are good, the wild yam and the pain away. So a few things we can do is eat our vegetables. Now leafy green vegetables are good to help give us tons of magnesium and balance the hormones off. Cabbage, broccoli, collards, things like that we need fresh. Now it's hard to go to the store and get this stuff because they spray everything. They'll tell us organic, they'll tell us, whatever, and you can't trust that. So you need to find a local farmer's market, go there, check them out, get to know them, because sometimes that farmer that you met at the farmer's market, they do this 7 days a week, but you only see them one day out the week at the farmer's market. But if you get to know them, sometimes they'll say, hey, look, I sell fruit and vegetables all week. You can find me at such and such farm, or my products are other places also. So it's not just once a week. But that is how you can eat cleaner food compared to what you're going to get out the store. Cleanest food you're going to get is right out your garden. So staying away from things like pills, synthetic pills. They throw our hormones off terribly. Like, for instance, we may take, it was something I was going to tell you. We may take birth control pills as young women because our parents didn't want us to end up pregnant. Well, even in our 40s, and we may have did that for 2 or 3 years as young teens. But once we get in our 50s, 60s, or 30s and 40s and decide, well, let me have a child or whatever. Even in our 50s, 60s, when the hormones are off, that's that birth control still affecting us. Because all we did was pollute our body, and it also affect our kids, and it just trickled down. So you got to be careful with synthetics. And I know sometimes we need medicine, but we also always need to do our own research and see how can I combat this naturally. Is there something I can do to help myself? And it always is. God provided us with everything we need to be able to help ourselves. Hey, Cropper. So we just need to do the research. Organic meat. If you're gonna eat meat, I know some people don't eat meat at all, which is fine and dandy, but it ain't for everybody. But if you do choose to eat meat, we always suggest like grass-fed beef, organic meat. Again, get to know your local farmers. That's probably where you're gonna get your cleanest meat from. Like we purchase our cow by the half. We just purchase a cow and he being raised right down the street. They will process him, and we know we getting grass-fed, clean meat that's not played with. And I'm gonna let Bobby tell y'all a story about that in a few minutes. Stay away from plastics. I be on my sister-in-law because I'm like, no plastic, no plastic. I said, if it come in a plastic, when you get it home, transfer it to a glass bottle or a glass jar. I love, yeah, any books. Okay, I love a good old glass jar. We travel with them, everything. It's amazing. Good. I'm glad you got your cream. No chemicals. You know, staying away from cleaning products. When we say chemicals, I mean soaps, lotions, makeup, hair products, everything. It is loaded with chemicals. We have to learn to back off some of this stuff because it's just messing us up big time. Endometriosis, I would look into the benefits of bentonite clay. Look into the benefits of bentonite clay or Redmond clay. You can drink Redmond clay and it'll help you tremendously. So a few things, like when I first wake up, the first thing I do is I go stand on the porch. Sometime in the front, sometime in the back. I gotta take the dogs out. So I stand on the porch just to get fresh air. So you want to get fresh air, you want to get some sun. That's our energy. That sun is so healing. I know they tell us to stay out the sun and this, that, and the third, but we need the sun. Get you some sun, get you some fresh air. Make sure you get a good night rest. If you're tired during the day, take a nap. If you can. I know some of us work, but take a nap during the day. When your body tell you I'm tired, rest. Don't fight it and say, oh, I gotta do rest. Your body will tell you exactly what it needs. We have to listen to it. Exercise, get moving, walk. You know, if you can't walk, it's okay. You can still move where you are. Just move. I used to always have a rule where if I was watching TV or something, doing a commercial, I would get up and march in place. Well, I don't watch TV anymore, but that's YouTube. But definitely move. Be careful in what you eat. Again, the ingredients definitely matter big time. So check out the ingredients. Stay away from enriched food, heavily processed, granulated sugar, all these weird salts. Be careful with that stuff. It is very dangerous. So you wanna clean your diet up and eat good foods. That way, these issues can start turning around. Because once we do the work, I always say God gave us everything we need to live and survive. Once we put in a little bit of work to heal ourselves and start moving in the direction that God intended for us to move, He'll come right behind you and say, hey, I got you. Always got our back. So keep that in mind. Water. You want to make sure you drink ample water. Now, when we drink water, we add a little bit of real salt. Just a little bit. A tiny bit. This will last us forever if we were getting our salt out of this bag. But we got another bag that lasts forever. But we use salt for so many things. We put it in our bath water. We clean with it. Our deodorant. We cook with it. But you need a clean salt. All salts are not created equal. So you definitely want to make sure you have a clean salt to drink also. So put a little bit of salt in your water. It can change your entire life. Longest it's clean. And my husband just mentioned Soleil water. That's a good one. You just take a little bit and put it in, like we keep these big cups of water, put a tablespoon in there and go. You know, you don't have to drink it all at one time. Just sip it throughout the day as you go. And trust in God. We got to do that first. Trust in God. If we don't trust God, we in some trouble. We in big trouble. So definitely trust God, and we gonna be all right. We gonna get it together. I made the second lemon loaf. My family ate the whole thing. Turned out amazing, good. And you're using those ancient grains, right? It doesn't make you feel heavy and feel like, oh my God, what did I just do to myself? So good. But hormone imbalance, you can use things like flaxseed. You can ingest or eat flaxseed. Those are good to help balance off the hormones. We suggest the wild yam cream. We do make a wild yam cream. You can find at Blacktropicalhomestead, and it is great for hormone imbalance. Now, for men can use, somebody asked me earlier about ED. Men can use wild yam cream every day. What they say, put lead in your pencil, something like that. But it can balance the hormones off. What you do is you get 1 pea-sized amount once a day, and you can put it on the testicles. You can put it anywhere, but we suggest the testicles. For women want to use wild yam for 3 weeks and want to take 1 week break. We need a little break there. If you still have a cycle, take that week as your break. If you do not cycle, like I go from the 1st to the 21st. On the 21st, I put mine up and I don't pull it back out until the 1st. And women, we want to use it twice a day. I do it in the morning and the evenings. I get a pea-sized amount and I put a little bit on my inner wrist this morning. Tonight, I'll put some on the other side. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to my neck. Then I'll go to my breast, my belly, my inner thighs. And you want to rotate those areas twice a day for 3 weeks. Again, being patient and giving yourself time to heal is the thing. But you have to work with yourself when it comes to foods you eating and all these different things. Put a tablespoon of salt and how much water. No, you only need a pinch of salt, depending on how much water you got. Now, we make a Soleil water, and I'll drop that video again. But I would put a tablespoon of Soleil water in here. When it comes to salt, you only need a pinch and a cup of water. What brand of wild yam? So this is Black's Tropical Wild Yam Cream. We grow and make our own wild yam cream. You can find this wild yam at blackstropical.com. I'm not sure if the link is posted, but it should be pinned or something. The link should be there, but I'll drop the link also. Wild yam is good for teens. Teenagers can definitely use wild yam. So the thing with these with our products is all natural. So it's safe for anybody. Even like our Pain Away, it's safe for teens, it's safe for our elders, it's safe for our pets. You can use it multiple times a day, all of our products. The soap that I use, we use our own soap. We grow banana plants, turmeric, bees. What else we need? So we get our own honey, blue butterfly, so that we can make our own soap. So that is the soap that we use, and I usually follow that up with tallow that we render. But yeah, hormone imbalance. We all suffer in some way. We may not recognize it or realize it, but we all have some type of issue when it comes to our hormones. We just think it's something else. And it could be something quick and simple. Most of the time, if you go to the doctor and they'll say, oh, your hormones are off, we can start hormone replacement therapy. All that is a synthetic wild yam. So hormone replacement therapy start with wild yam cream, but it's in synthetic form because man wanted to be able to make so much, mass produce it, so that they can give it to all of us because we all need it. But instead, we can do something natural such as using the wild yam cream, and all it's going to do is bounce the hormones off without that big bill and all that junk, because the synthetic form is full of junk, and it's just going to cause other issues that we don't even see until later on in life.
Yeah, now we talked about all synthetics derived from a plant, and this is the plant. The wild yam root is what the hormone replacement has derived from. We use the natural root. So, guys, we're not responsible for nobody else's wild yam. No. We know how we do ours. We know all our products are legitimate and pest-free, pesticides-free, and it is what we say it is. If you use somebody else's and you don't get the results, we ain't got nothing to do with that. All right, so, but just keep in mind, they did not tell us when we were younger that if we use these birth controls, that these chemicals and the way our system works is going to be in our bodies forever. And when we decide to have kids, whatever hormones we tampered with, it's going to now be passed on to those kids. Yeah. So your kids are born off now. So a lot of people wondering what's going on, why the kids are getting their cycles so early, and why, you know, the guys are acting this way and the women are acting that way.
It's the hormones.
It's the hormones. We threw them off because we were trying to put off having kids.
Yeah.
That they made these pills and injections and all this stuff here to throw off our hormones. And they didn't do the research long enough to find out what was the long-lasting results of this. Well, did that change the whole way humans are now, because did that change the way that we are made? So now that we are older and our bodies are going awry, we need something to help us try to get that stuff back in check. Now, my wife was talking about the men. Low testosterone. You have to know the dynamics of how that works, but a man's supposed to have a certain amount of testosterone at a certain age, all right? So if your testosterone drop low, everything else starts to happen. The aging process happens. That means you start getting brittle bones, you gaining weight, start becoming the honorary old man, sex life goes to crap. So we as men are supposed to have more testosterone than estrogen. If those levels get off, it makes our body not react the way it's supposed to. Wild yam is supposed to put that back in check. Now, if your testosterone is chronically low, you may have to go and try to address that. But what you want to do is make sure they're not even, or you got more estrogen than you have testosterone. This cause of behavior. And the man that has too much estrogen is a dangerous man. A lot of people think that masculinity comes when a guy's aggressive. No, that's a more of an emotional trait. So if he's overly aggressive, he's probably, off. And he off where he got too much estrogen. So, testosterone is it gives us strength, it gives us drive, and we're supposed to be able to think and logically go about doing things. But if we just react to things in an emotional way, then we are more acting in a estrogen fashion. So we got to keep our levels balanced so we can act accordingly. Same thing with women. Women are supposed to have more estrogen than they're supposed to have testosterone. So when a woman start acting more like a man and her body is not functioning the way it's supposed to, you start getting those traits. The hair growth and all the other stuff that comes with, being a man. So we have to tend to that. And a lot of us don't know that we have these problems until we fix them. So definitely look into the wild yam. That's definitely a way that you can do it, and do your research. If you could think of or find a legitimate way to balance off your hormones, do all that stuff that you got to do. Look into what you can do for your kids because it's really, really important. It's vital for them to grow up and become, responsible adults, making decisions that's going to benefit them in the long run and not, decisions that's going to hinder them.
Yolanda
Put them in
said,
jail, get them, pregnant because they see something, in somebody that they shouldn't. All
Yolanda
that
said,
stuff.
I can't wait to try this. Hopefully it'll help with my movements.
It definitely will. It will. We have heard a lot of people talking about, how it helped them and their family because I'm telling you, it's rough out here, guys, and and most of us don't want to take accountability for the things that we do. We think that it's everybody else. We need to make sure we're in check because if we in check, we'll do the responsible things when it comes to other people. If somebody is really a problem to you, you'll really be able to look at them and do the correct things versus, going off the rail and being silly and making yourself upset and bringing your stress levels up, which bringing your cortisol levels up, which making your body really, really unhealthy, guys. So you definitely want to make sure that you have yourself in check. Now, we understand that this information has not been available to everybody, but it is now available. And if you're listening to us, guys, and you got some issues, or you got some problems, or you may think you do, you should address them. An all-natural product is the best way to go. Little pennies on the dollar, guys. You don't have to go to, your doctor and get this big old prescription and all these medical bills to go ahead and start addressing these problems. And if it can help your kids, you don't know what's going on with them. So check them out. Check it out. It's an amazing product. We love it because of the difference that it made in so many people's lives. And, the difference it's going to make in so many more people's lives. I love that product, but I think I love Pain Away better. But I love all our products because they do amazing things to help people.
I was trying to read Facebook. That's YouTube. So what I'm gonna do, I saw a bunch of questions about Soleil water. It's spelled SOLE water. And Soleil water, let me tell you, is good for hydration. You definitely don't want to be drinking things like, I keep thinking Red Bull. What's energy? Not energy. Hydration drinks.
Oh,
Gatorades and Powerades, and you don't want to drink that stuff. You can replace it with Soleil water. You can, definitely replace it with Redmond. Relight. Ooh, no. With the Relight. But if you don't have Relight or don't want Relight, you can make it yourself. And I'm gonna show you right quick. So we always talk about Redmond salts because it is natural. It hadn't been tampered with. They ain't leached nothing from it. They ain't added nothing to it. Nice, beautiful pink salt. So I have a jar here. Pour some in my jar. And this is about, what is that? About a quarter cup of salt. You see, I got it to here. So maybe about a quarter of a cup of salt. You can't put too much in here. So don't worry. If I could put a cup in here, it's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna be salt water, salty. So I got about a quarter cup of salt in here. And this is just water. I'm gonna fill it up. Look, leave them folks alone. Let them exercise. Put my top on it. Shake it. You see it's nice and pink now? All I'm gonna do is set it on the counter and let it sit for 24 hours. In the morning, when we wake up, this should be clear. You should have some salt particles in the bottom. You want to see salt at the bottom. That means your water has absorbed all the minerals and nutrients that it can out of the salt. If there's no salt at the bottom, your water probably need a little bit more salt. So all you have to do is add some more salt to it and let it sit a couple more hours. But in the morning, we'll see. And I'll make a little quick video, but I'll also post our Soleil water video. But I wanted to show you that. And what we do is we take a tablespoon. You might want a teaspoon. You know, you don't have to have a certain measurement. But take a little bit of this water and put it in your cup of water. Or you can put it in your tea, your coffee, or whatever. But you want to make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day, and put some of this in your water. Or the Relight packages, which my husband loves. But I think you use both, don't you?
Yeah.
Soleil and Relight.
So what you want to do, guys, make sure that your body is using this water correctly.
What about liquid IV package? Yeah. So that, you know, most of these things you can go to the store and buy, or even from the GNC store or something like that. It's full of junk that our body doesn't want. It doesn't even need it. It doesn't know what it is or anything. So be careful with all those different energy gimmicks, energy drinks. Relight is very clean, and it gives us everything we need. You can get these in different flavors like lemon lime, mango, mixed berry, pina colada, which is my husband's favorite, strawberry lemonade, watermelon lime, and chocolate. Passion fruit, orange. So they got a lot of flavors. You can get this.
For people that's, you know, it's hard for you to drink water, that is an amazing product, guys, because it gives it a great flavor on top of giving you the minerals. So making the Soleil water, guys, it suspends all those 60 plus minerals inside that little bit of water. And then you mix it with full cup of water or whatever size water you want, and you get to drink it. Now, you're not going to get a salty flavor, but you're going to actually taste the minerals in it.
Yeah.
But what it will do is allow your body to absorb the water correctly. So that means no pooling. That means not running back and forth to the bathroom as much, you know, and your body functioning the way it should.
Yeah, it can help clear your skin. It just help your body run like a well-oiled machine. You know, you get hot and dehydrated, you can't drink enough water. You need a little salt, you know, so it can get in them cells and do what it's supposed to do.
And guys, keep in mind, you know, just like my wife just said, running to the store, guys, they got to put preservatives and chemicals in their products because it got to last. It's got to ship. It's got to sit in a warehouse. It's got to sit on the shelf in the store. They have to do that. And
you got to come back and buy some more.
Yeah.
So they got to put something in it to make you
your
want
body
more.
crave it. That's something we were talking about on our trip. You know, a lot of these chemicals, that's hidden in these chemicals, is something to make your body dependent on what it is that you're eating. So they slip that in there, and they don't tell you this will make your body crave what it is that we are making. That means you won't always want to come back to it. It's almost like an addiction. So when your body starts depending on a certain thing, whenever you see it or whenever you get in the mood, you feel like you got to go get it.
Yeah.
That's a chemical that they put in your foods. Learn how to do this stuff yourself. My wife showed y'all a lot. All the stuff that you can buy at the store, you can make it. You know, and you can make it healthy and healthier. Let's put it that way. Because not everything is, you know, for you to lose weight. Everything, but it is going to avoid you taking in all these commercial chemicals that they put in our foods to play with us. You know what I mean?
So be careful with things like artificial flavoring, because that artificial flavoring is very addictive. Again, things like enriched. Even though we want to enrich our souls, you don't want to enrich foods because it's totally opposite of what we thinking. We thinking, oh, it's good. No, it's terrible.
Hey, family, over there on YouTube, you know, y'all just coming in, double tap that screen so y'all can give us a reaction. It helps us out. It helps YouTube see in the algorithm that we are supplying some kind of value. If you're not already following the channel or subscribe to the channel, subscribe, guys. YouTube, hit that bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live. We love talking to our community and trying to put out a message that maybe you haven't heard before, and see if we can, get a spark, get people to start looking at things a little different,
Make it normal.
and making their life better.
Yeah, make it the new norm. So you see, Food by Faith said most of us want things that's salty or sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It's either savory or sweet. That's the American diet. But we can't clean it up. And that's why I tell people, instead of using this, look at that. Because it's hard to say, just stop eating sweets, just stop eating this. So how about let's clean it up first, and then maybe you can wean yourself back off everything in moderation. But some things we gotta leave it alone. Celtic, I see somebody keep asking, Celtic salt or Celtic salt and blood pressure. 2 questions. So Celtic salt we stopped using because when I looked at the bag, I started reading the bag, and it said that it was, it said North Carolina or something. And I was like, it's a salt. I was asking my husband, is it a salt deposit in North Carolina? Because our salt come from North Carolina. He said, I don't know nothing about it. So I said, well, if it is, we need to find it and go. Well, we found out that Celtic actually import their salts from like 7 or 8 different places outside the United States.
That particular company.
Yeah, so we stopped using Celtic because what we don't know is the process. We know that they shipping it, they importing it, okay. But what process? They just packaging it in North Carolina. But what process is it going through before they ship it from overseas? With Redmond, we know Redmond is coming from a mine, protected mine from prehistoric times in Utah. All of our salt come from this mine in Utah. It's not, oh, they got a mine in Utah, they got one in Washington, they got one. It's one mine. It's huge, and it's located in Utah. That's where all of our salts come from. So that's why we stopped with Celtic, just because we not sure of the process. For high blood pressure, now again, when it comes to healing the body, we got to think about what are we eating? What am I putting in my body? Because what we put in our body is feeding this high blood pressure. It's feeding cancer. It's feeding diabetes. What am I putting in my body? So you have to change your diet, use better ingredients. And when you go to the store, don't look at this salt alternative or look at these seasonings and say, oh, they ain't putting no salt in here. 9 times out of 10, it ain't even the salt in it anyway. It's the non-caking agent. Make your own seasonings. Make your own. You can grow your own, but you can also make your own. And I'll do that video on how to make seasonings. But we use blood pressure support. We make cayenne capsules, which is just cayenne pepper and beet powder. And that's what I use to come off my blood pressure. When my husband was diagnosed with high blood pressure, he didn't even have to take medicine. It's just eating it. The cayenne and beets, that's our food. Not medicine. That's our food. Our food is our medicine, and our medicine is our food. So cayenne and beets is what we use. Now there are other things. Hibiscus also we drink can help with high blood pressure. Soursop can help with high blood pressure. And we're going to talk about soursop in a minute too, because, yeah, it's a lot going on with that. And we don't want y'all to just feel like, oh, let me get this soursop pulp. It's better than nothing. You better off with nothing. But blood pressure support, you can find that also at Blacktropicalhomestead.com. Hey, Food by Faith, what time is it over there on the other side of the world?
Yeah. Food by Faith was talking about, just, the stevia, guys, it's green. It's a green leaf, guys. If it's white, then they went through all the chemical processing that all the other stuff goes through. They put this stuff out here and make you just assume that it's better than the other product, better than the sugars. They keep putting out these different sweeteners, the monk fruits and the stevias and the sweet and lows and And all this stuff want to make you believe that what you're doing is better for you than what you have been doing, and it's not. It's the same crap.
She said it's 3 p.m. So I don't know if you realize, but Saturday we had a meet and greet in West Palm Beach, Florida, at Jack and the Beanstalk, and I found a stevia plant, and I picked the leaves off, and I told them, "Here, try this, try this." I love getting people to try different things. I said, "Try this leaf," and soon I said, "Just bite the leaf," and as soon as they bit it, they, "What is that? And why is it sweet?" I said, "That should be our sugar. That's your stevia."
That's stevia, and that's exactly what it looked like. Even when you dry it, it still looked just like that. It's just greenish.
Yeah, they blew their mind. They was like, "Where's that plant?" I said, "It's right there. It's the stevia." It doesn't leave that bad aftertaste. Even Florida Sunshine, she said, "Oh my God, I usually hate stevia, but this didn't leave a bad aftertaste." I'm telling you, y'all, grow your own. They have tricked us for so long. We think it's the right thing. No, the right thing is what you're gonna think. Something ain't right about that. The natural. It's not gonna leave a bad aftertaste. It's not going to give you the effects of the crap that they selling to us in the store. Definitely look into stevia.
A lot of y'all that eat tomatoes, if you was to eat one of these tomatoes that we grow at our house is a heirloom tomato, you would think that you're tasting something for the very first time. Because you don't know what tomatoes are supposed to taste like. I know Food by Faith know, because she's a gardener. But to a lot of y'all who only grew up eating the stuff that y'all bought out the store, you didn't buy these.
Yeah.
These are not as shelf stable.
Yeah.
And they can't grow as many of these as they can the ones that they are made up. So you would think that you ate tomatoes for the very first time with the flavor that you will get from this tomato. And that's why, homemade sauces are so much more delicious, because they use, homegrown, home-raised with all the nutrients in it tomatoes. Guys, I'm going to tell you, when you start doing or getting into this life and doing things the way they're supposed to, you're going to notice a big change in the way things taste, the way your body reacts, the way you feel, because these are the things that, naturally your body wants, is urgent for. And you go to the store and you buy a product and you can eat and drink and drink and drink.
Never get full.
That's because you got no nutrients in your food. When you have a nutrient-dense food, it makes you not need to eat as much. You get full quicker, and you don't. It's gonna be strange. You're gonna be like, I can eat this big old bowl of cereal, but if I make my cereal using some of the recipes that my wife have, and just some of the ones that's out there, you use whole foods, that bowl will shrink down to that on what you can eat before you get full. Meats, healthy meats, guys. If you go to a farmer and get your meats that ain't got all those chemicals, them dyes, and all them preservatives in that food, and it was raised with healthy animals, instead of being able to eat that big old double cheeseburger,
You gonna cut that in half.
and fries and all that stuff, you're gonna be satisfied. You get you a patty, and if you using ancient grains, a patty and a piece of bread, sometimes you don't even need the other piece of bread, and you're gonna be good. You ain't gonna need to eat for a while, because those foods have plenty of nutrients in it, and your body is gonna be feeding off of that.
Look at soup. Talking about ribeyes and ribs.
Yeah, I love it. I love ribeyes and ribs.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you guys, I'm talking about your body will be satisfied, and you'll wonder, like, man, I went all day.
You can fast to reset your body. Fasting, intermittent fasting, or just fasting is great. You can fast, and that can help reset your body. What up, Snail? Snail said, "Where my hoes at?"
What up, Snail?
For acid reflux, and I saw another one, and for strokes. check into the benefits of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is amazing. So check into the benefits of that. For high blood pressure, beets and cayenne pepper. I saw somebody ask that too. So, but what we try to do is we keep things simple. You know, first we need to figure out what's the issue. What's causing my high blood pressure? What's causing my acid reflux? What's causing my gout? What's causing, you know, whatever the issue is, and target that first. But cayenne pepper, that's our food. I use it. I season our food with our meat with it. I cook with it, and we just take capsules every day, or we just take the pepper by itself every single day. But definitely pay attention to what am I feeding my body to cause this issue. It ain't just happening just because.
So we got 100% pure sugar now. Get it really white, not brownish like it used to be. I hope the nutrition is still.
If it's white, it's processed.
Yeah.
Sugar is not white.
It should be a little. It should be tan or brown. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're getting 100% sugar, you're getting a brown sugar. But if you watch my video where I made sugar,
It is not white.
there's no way for it to turn white. It's just not. Unless you chemically wash it. And I'm going to tell you guys, I think majority of that stuff is not even whatever product they're supposed to be using. Beets or cane juice. I think it's mostly chemicals.
Yeah, they said it's like 4%. Or at one time I watched a video and they said like sugar is only like 4% of a beet or a sugar cane. So 4%, I mean, that's a long ways from 100%. What's the rest of it? Junk. It's just all chemicals and junk. So definitely look at something like a raw cane sugar. We use raw cane sugar and turbinado sugar. I only use turbinado to make our sodas, but raw cane for everything else. Cakes, pies, cookies.
They'll say, yo, the crazy thing about acid reflux and indigestion, the people that take the pills to get rid of when they should just not eat the food that caused in the first place.
That's the thing, you know, and a lot of people don't even know what caused it.
What you eat matters.
So you got to pay attention to what you eat and what you putting in your body to cause these issues.
Yeah. All you have to do is pay attention, guys, and you will notice when you eat certain things, your body will give you a certain reaction. Now you know that's the problem. You have to pay attention. And that means you have to watch what it is that you eat. You can't just go running from restaurant to restaurant and going to the store and buying this candy, these chips, these potato chips. Because now you got to pinpoint which one of these are actually causing this effect.
Yeah.
So you got to actually be mindful of what you're doing. Now, if you decide, I'm going to go to this particular diet, and you realize, okay, now I'm not having these problems no more because you done cut out all this other stuff, well, you know it was something that you was eating that was causing it, and not you just having a problem where you got to go get some synthetic meds. So guys, hey, if you ain't give us a reaction yet, please give us a reaction. We appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up over there on Facebook. Double tap on the screen
And
over there on
this-
YouTube.
And share this out.
Share it out, guys. We appreciate it.
So you see, Food by Faith said in Germany the sugar is off-white. They use a lot of sugar beets. Yeah, so sugar beets and sugar cane is what our sugar should be, but it's not.
Yeah, I still don't know what sugar beets are. I know it's supposed to be a beet, but I don't know nothing about that problem. I looked at the videos.
That's what they
The videos look a lot processed
Yeah.
too. So it's on YouTube, guys. Y'all can go look at it. It's
Thank you,
disgusting.
Diane. We appreciate you.
Go and look up making sugar. You know,
we use a Florida
that
crystal.
process. That process is nasty.
Yeah, we use Florida crystal, which is a raw cane sugar, and it's off-white or beige looking.
And it's a bigger crystal, and you know. So, and not to say that it's healthy,
Yeah,
but
it's a better choice.
It's better than what you get.
Yeah.
Less processed.
Thank you. We appreciate you. So for diabetic, pre-diabetics, it's all about diet. You can change your entire life if you be careful in what you feed your body. be careful in what you feed your body. You can change your entire life. The ingredients matter. So my husband reversed his diabetes diagnosis just in his diet. We went carnivore for a few weeks, and then when we started adding food back, it was all different. Lots of beans and lentils, lots of fresh vegetables, ancient grains. So you can totally reverse diabetes.
Yeah. Food is your medicine, and until you actually experience it, it's gonna sound funny. It's gonna feel funny.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely your medicine. Eat the right foods, guys. This bowl here. Let me show you. This bowl here is absolute gold. You know, we producing, you know, this every other day. You know, and this is all nutrient dense, pesticide free foods. You know.
Let me answer this right quick.
Go ahead.
Somebody said they got a toothache. So for a toothache, if you have our pain away cream, you can drop the pain away on the toothache. It will stop it from hurting. If you don't have the pain away, you can put cayenne pepper or cloves will help with the tooth pain. Oil pull. Our oil pull is just coconut oil. Put a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon or so of coconut oil in your mouth. Swish for about 10 minutes and spit it out outside on the ground, and do that like twice a day. That should get that whatever you got going on with your tooth. But pain away oil, yeah, you definitely got a toothache. Look, ask me how I know. I ended up losing 5 teeth. I had a toothache, but it was my wisdom teeth. But that was the first toothache I ever had a little bit over a year ago. I don't wish that on nobody. But pain away, or cayenne pepper, or oil pull, or cloves would help also. Try the taco chips. I love them. Exactly. I bought some yesterday.
Well, we noticed that, you know, in different countries that the foods are way better. You know, a lot of countries don't allow some of this junk into their food. So, you know, you hear stories all the time. Guys, people say that they haven't changed their eating habits at all, but they'll go to another country and they'll lose weight.
Yep.
And then they'll come back to the States, eat the same way,
And get sick.
and get fat, and get back, and gain all their weight
Yeah.
back.
So yeah, we use the toothache plant. Snail saying use the toothache plant. That's what we use, but everybody don't have that. So but the toothache plant is great. I was also explaining that to them this weekend. So this weekend we again we were in West Palm Beach, and we of course shared some goodies and shared some love. We had a couple people there that were hurting, is experiencing pain. I think Bobby working on those videos now. But to see the reactions of them when they got relief from the pain away, like warmed my heart so much. Just to see tears of joy and like unbelief, they were just like in awe that my pain has stopped, and it's all natural. But again, that video will be coming out soon. I want Bobby to talk about how we grow these groceries, because I put out a short of how I bring our groceries in the house yesterday, and it's like 200,000 views. Last night I put it out, and everybody said, "How did you grow that stuff like that? How did you grow it?" So we harvest this before we left, because it's more in there on the counter. But this is the size it was before we left when I harvest all of our big food. This is a squash. I don't know. This is a squash. We've had lasagna with it already. This is a melon.
That tastes or act like a sweeter
Cucumber. Now, when we came home on Monday, this, compared to size, is what we came home to. When we left, they were like this big. So we didn't wait for them to get that big, but we're gonna try them both and see. And this is how these were like babies, and now it's this big.
And guys, this is all natural growing. This is no pesticides. none of that. And I mean, we get tons and tons and tons of food every year. And believe me, guys, we got to this process. So if you can't do this right away, then, you know, there's no problem. But we had to get to this point. You know, Food by Faith is also another amazing grower, you know,
And now she's growing in Germany.
yeah, you have to develop the knowledge and the skills to growing this stuff. And we use the term SoilFamily a lot because soil is the foundation to grow. So you got to make sure you have a strong foundation so you can grow whatever it is you're trying to grow. The foundation of growing your food is definitely your soil. You want to make sure you have a nice, rich soil. You want to make sure you have all your minerals in it. And the way we do it, which is a little more costly than the way, you know, a lot of people do it, is we build beds. So I found it way easier to invest the money into the soils for the bed and keep that amended versus amending a whole big plot of land. Depending on where you're at, it may not be that difficult. It may not be a problem. But I can adjust. I can make sure my soil is well draining and it has all my nutrients in it that it needs. Make sure you have nutrient-rich soil. And the best way to do that, guys, is invest in getting your soil test kit and send it off and make sure your growing ground is good. A lot of people think, I got a brown thumb, I can't grow. But that's not the case. You doing something wrong. Maybe what you're trying to grow in is not right. Maybe it's not nutrient dense. Maybe it's not getting enough water. Maybe it's in the wrong location and it's not getting enough sunlight. Maybe it's getting too much. Just depends on where you at and what's going on. So you have to make sure you have all these, you know, I's dotted, T's crossed. And once you do it, guys, you got it. Once you found that right location, you make sure that ground is fertile and ready to support a good, healthy plant life. Make sure you have a good, healthy watering schedule. It's the right time of year for whatever it is you're growing. You will have success. Now, bugs is a thing, depending on where you're at, it's worse than others. There are natural ways to combat it, but it is work. But it is so rewarding. So therefore, we recommend that you go and get a soil kit from Redmond's. Of course, we love Redmond's, but their soil test kit is next level. You send your soil test kit off to Redmond's, they'll send you an email, let you know exactly what's in your soil, what is missing, and they will give you links to where you can buy the things you need to get your soil back up to par. They'll give you Amazon links and everything else that you need to go and find that stuff to get your soil back in check. Now, a lot of us, if we haven't been growing, all this stuff sounds like Chinese to us. You know, what's all that? Where do I get the iron and magnesium and zinc and boron and all that? Where do I get all that stuff? Because my soil don't have it in it and it needs it.
Yeah, and what is it?
Yeah, so you don't even have to worry about it. That link, go get it. And then when it comes to your house, you make sure you incorporate it in your soil. You know, you drop your plant, your seeds, or your starts at the right time of year. And then you make sure it's watered the way it needs to be watered. And I guarantee you guys, you're gonna have success. Long as you're in the right location. Right location, you know, you can't get a plant that needs sun to be in the shade and vice versa. So just make sure you're getting enough sun for your plants to thrive.
So what kind
I'm not gonna make it, you know, difficult. I'm not gonna make it seem like what we doing, you have to be a genius or a great gardener or grower. You just have to have the information. And a lot of people try to make things difficult. One thing you would notice about our channel, we talk plain language. We don't use all these big names and big words, so you have to go now fight to figure out what the words are. You hear us talking, and now you're throwing off because I don't know what that is. We talk plain language, and we let you know exactly what you need to do to get the results you need to get. Just, it's not a big thing. You just have to now have the hands-on experience. You heard what I told you is all you need to do to be successful in growing. Now, you need some hands-on experience because where you live is going to be different from where I live. And there are going to be little problems that you're going to have that I don't have. I'm going to have problems that you're not going to have. But in order for you to know that, it's for you to try and grow. And we want everybody to have this experience. When you go out in your yard and you pull these out, we've been talking to people who were saying, I never had, success with tomatoes. Guys, we grow a trash bag full of tomatoes every year. And you could do it too. And if you fail one year, that don't mean you can't do it. You just got to figure out what it is you're doing wrong. And then change that. And you will be successful. I have failed at many plants. And I keep trying because I know if somebody doing it, I could do it too. I just got to figure out how. And I love growing. And I love being able to, support our family with some of the nutritious food that we can pull out of our yard. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. If I have to fail until I succeed, I'm gonna fail until I succeed. And guess what? I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did, so you don't have to go through none of that failure. So you can be good.
Well, you may go through it because conditions.
Yeah, your conditions may be different. Right?
So a few questions. What kind of soil do you buy?
I just use a good, well-draining potting soil. I'm not going to give you no particular names. Some of it already supposed to have some nutrients in it, but I go ahead and I amend it with rabbit manure and, some broke down chicken manure. We have fish emulsion and all that stuff. I just amend my soil when I put it inside. I don't depend on what they say is in that potting mix because I want my plants to grow. And I don't want to take chances that maybe they put something in there to help my plants grow. I want to make sure it's going to grow. So I amend my soil and make sure it has all the nutrients I want it to have in it. I even drop some remedy real salt in there. But remedies do sell, I forget what
minerals,
it's called.
build, I think.
A build, which you can actually put in your soil to help it get all those micronutrients, guys. 60 plus micronutrients in remedies real salt.
Yeah, our plants need it too.
Yeah,
And our animals.
If you put it in your ground, your plants will use it. When your plants use it, you're going to grow fruit and vegetables with that in it. And then you get to get the nutrients that you're supposed to get from your foods, right?
Can we just grow in raised beds?
That's what I do. All my plants are in raised beds. And, some of them, they broke down pretty good, so they almost look surface level, but I built that ground. I mean, I got beds this tall, and I had, organic matter built up over it. And over time, it just broke down, and that soil is so rich. I have amazing growth out of them beds all the time. And others, I just filled with compost that I bought from stores or I ordered, big old bags full of, and I build those beds. And I know it's an investment. It costs a little bit, but it's an investment because I get to use that soil for many years. Forever, actually, if I just keep it up.
So what about flower pots? Can you grow in flower pots? Because the cats are always in our little garden.
Flower pots? It just depends. I mean, you can, depending on what you're growing, but a pot requires a lot more water, so a lot more attention, so it's easier to dry a pot out. If you don't have the ability to keep it watered, I would think, differently. Even in a raised bed, that can happen, but you don't have to water quite as much. So just keep in mind, I need to be able to water, and especially in the middle of the summer, 3 times a day easily in a pot. Worm castings too. Worm castings is amazing. I definitely use worm castings. If you
The whole
can.
worm.
Yeah, I put worms in my beds. So y'all can see in some of my beds, I have a container in the middle, and I can weed and throw all that stuff in the containers, or I could take broke down old vegetables and I put them in the containers. The containers goes down in the middle of my bed. It has holes all around it. And what happens is I get my worms that I put in there to go in there. They'll feed off of whatever I put in them baskets, and they'll give me castings, and that adds to the nutrients that I'm putting into my plants. So absolutely love worm castings. If you got a worm farm, hey, go for it, because you're talking about natural and good. That's an amazing way to do it.
So I'm trying to go back to YouTube to make sure I ain't missing no
Coconut husk for growing, that I have not tried, and I can't really speak on. Anybody can answer that? What you think about coconut husk for growing? I know Snails, if he's still here, he'll be able to tell us that.
What's your thoughts on, you got the worm casting?
And House of Bricks, I remember my dad plowing the garden every year, and he had to walk behind and pick up sticks and rocks. Yeah. So now they have come up with this no plow method, right? So, and the thought behind it is you have live microorganisms that live in your soil, and it helps your plants get the nutrients that it needs. It'll gather the nutrients up, and it'll allow your plants to get it. When you plow it, you tear them up. So therefore, you're having to put the stuff in your soil that these microorganisms can gather by themselves. So plowing and non-plowing, I guess it's going to be your preference, but to have a healthier soil, a live soil, the no-plow method seems to be the way to do it. I've been doing a lot of research on that, and the last couple of years, that's the way I've been going. I will dig just enough to put a seed or a start in, but I try to leave everything intact. I will top dress, some of my soil by putting rabbit manure in there, and I will kind of, rake up the top of it a little bit without digging down into the soil. I know as my rabbit manure break down and get water on it, the nutrients will soak down into the ground and give my plants everything they need. So I've been trying that, and I've been getting really, really good results. So, that's up to you guys, how you decide to do it, but, look into both ways. What's going to work best for you. I'm going to tell you guys, Paint Away is my baby. That's my jam. That's my thing. That's what I love the most. And it's not because it works as so much better than everything else. I think everything that we make works amazingly. But Paint Away is one of those things. There's nobody that never have a pain. Nobody that have a need for some kind of pain relief. And all natural pain oil that works really, really quick.
Really quick.
And that's the thing, guys, when you take synthetics, your body has to break down. It has to pass through your liver multiple times, which damages it. And then it's distributed, generally to your brain to block a pain receptor. So that is not doing anything to address your pain. All they're doing is making you not feel that pain right now. And then you got to keep on doing it so you can keep on not feeling it. Our natural pain away oil will go to the problem and address it. If you have inflammation wherever and it's causing you pain, and generally that's what it is that's causing you the pain, if you rub the pain away in the affected area, that pain will start to dissipate. And it will do it relatively quick. And you keep using it until you no longer having that issue. And so, this is not pacifying the issue, this is actually fixing the issue. Now, to see people that's walking around with arthritis or, harbor pain from inflammation, basically because our foods. Nobody telling us that the foods we're eating, because of all the chemicals that they're putting in it, is causing all the inflammation within our bodies. And whenever we have an issue, if you had a broken bone before or now, at a certain age, you're starting to feel that, because now you're starting to develop, inflammation and hardening within that area. So take the inflammation down and be able to use your body and be more comfortable. I mean, we had so many different testimonies, and we love to bring our pain away with us. We take it everywhere we go. And every time somebody got a problem, I mean, we dropping it on them. Actually, one of the guys on a fishing trip, on a fishing boat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
He was sitting there, scratching his arm. I say, I don't want to sound weird, right? So I say, you just hurt yourself? He said, nah, man, I hurt myself a little while ago, and this thing stopped bothering me after so long. I said, I got an all-natural product. And he said, what did he say?
He said Percocet.
Percocet? So I started laughing. I said, nah. I said, I can put it on there so you can try it if you like. And I went in there and I got it. I asked my wife for it, got it. I dropped it on him. I said, I ain't into rubbing on men, so go ahead and do it yourself. He said, come on, man, you got to finish the job. I was like, nah. I said, I'm good with that. So he rubbed it in. I ain't seen him scratching, worried about his arm no more. He went about the whole rest of the trip, and I ain't seen him stressing about, his arm anymore. And that's what pain away will do. It will drop a pain so quickly and easily. A lot of people don't even realize now I'm not in pain. Right at the, the event that we had, bringing tears to people's eyes because they've been in pain so long. They can't believe that they're no longer in pain. They're like, how, once you got to a point where you just used to being in pain and thinking that it's a part of life, that it can just go away just like that. It's the stuff that's out here, guys, a lot of us just don't know about it. And we raised up to be taught. You have to go and get stuff from the store. And all this information that was not passed along from our grandparents or our parents about this stuff, because they figured it was just as good to go to the store and get that stuff. And it was easier than going to forage for the necessary items to be able to do this stuff. So a lot of us have no idea, and we are two of them that didn't have an idea, and now that we have found all this stuff out, we mind blown, and we throwing it out there to everybody else so you can be aware of all this stuff too. And you'll go right down the rabbit hole just like we did. And you'll be like, wow, I wish I would have knew all this stuff earlier.
Yeah. I mean, as we continue to live, we should be learning. When you feel like I know it all, or this ain't gonna work, or that ain't gonna work, or whatever, a lot of this stuff we ain't even experienced before. So if we give it a chance, trust God, and give it a chance, you'd be surprised at what can happen. Like my husband was saying, a lot of people think they got a brown thumb or black thumb or whatever. Try again. Gardening is a series of experiments. We just trying to see what we gonna get. I'm gonna drop a seed to see if it's even gonna germinate. But if I don't drop a seed, it'll never germinate. We ain't even dropped that seed this year.
This was last year, and these are beautiful habaneros, guys. So, I mean, jalapenos.
Because I'm thinking jalapeno poppers.
Poppers, yeah. So that's why we started growing them, because we went to their house one year, and he gave us some jalapeno poppers, and I'm like, wow, okay. So we need to drop jalapeno seeds, and we have, and I mean, we got so many last year that, man, we just kind of didn't even tend to all of them.
Either jalapeno poppers or jalapeno dip. Ooh, so good.
They are good, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of people think they wouldn't like them. I didn't think I would either. So he gave them, I was like, ugh, I don't know about that.
I even eat them, and I don't like peppers. As I said, I got my pain away on Monday. How many drops should I use? I dropped 2 drops, and it ran like water. So it is an oil, so it will run. So you just drop a few drops, 2-3 drops, and rub it in.
Make sure you shake the bottle.
Shake the bottle.
Really good.
But it's still an oil, so they'll still run. You
Drop
just
it.
have to, you can drop it in your hand and rub it where you need it. You can put it directly on your knee or back, but you have to catch it and rub it because it will run.
And guys,
and it's up to you how much you need, how many times you use it a day. It's all natural. You know, it is your oil. It's all natural. Use it. Give yourself time to stop hurting and heal. Thank you for the stars. We appreciate it. I think it's Roxy.
Thank you, Roxy.
What's good for weight loss? So let me tell you what's great for weight loss. Staying away from the modern wheat for sure. Enriched, heavily processed foods. That's great for weight loss. You can eat whatever you want. You know, it's the ingredients that matter. I'm going to still eat potato chips every now and then. It ain't something I eat all the time. We going to still eat cakes or cookies or whatever. It's the ingredients that matter. And we'll show you, I got a video we filmed while we were in Florida. I think we were talking about flour, because that is a big one. Your first ingredient shouldn't be something that's enriched or heavily processed. That's your key to weight loss.
And you got to move, guys. You got to move. You got to get some exercise. You got to move around.
Okay, sciatic nerve issues. Yep.
So to lose weight, you have to have a calorie deficit. That means you got to be burning more calories than you're taking in. So that's gonna be vital. So you want to move anyway, guys, because you want to use the muscles that's gonna keep you alive. You got to raise your heart rate, strengthen your heart muscles. You got to, use your arms. You got to use your legs. You got to use your back. And as you use them, your muscles strengthen. So all of us that heard the term, use it or lose it. Especially when you get a certain age. If you don't use your muscles, you will lose them. That means you will get immobile to where you can't move around or hurt yourself really easy because you don't have the muscles. Muscles in your back supports your spine. So you got to use your back. You got to use your arms. You got to use your shoulders. You got to use your legs. Thinking sitting down all the time and you're going to just be able to get up and walk around forever and run. No. Because those muscles are dissipating as you get older. And if you're not using them, they go.
Yeah. And even if you can't walk, you can still move.
You can still move.
Move what you can. Move what you can, but staying away from them enriched, heavily processed foods, artificial flavor, all that stuff just add extra weight to us, and we got to get away from it. Again, everything is loaded with crap. So we got to take the time and read and see what can I replace this with? What's better? What's a better choice than this? And give yourself time to not crave that anymore and get used to the new norm. So just make better choices and
appreciate the song.
Yeah. So all right, y'all. I need to pop on somehow Blacktropicalhomestead.
Can you get away? Can you go down?
Yeah, we went live on Friday at the hotel.
So guys, we're gonna go over to Black Tropical on Facebook and have a conversation with them because we just got Black Tropical back. If you haven't heard, we did get Black Tropical Homestead on Facebook back. And now we need to incorporate them into what we got going on.
Somehow.
Soon, we're gonna actually have everybody together.
Yes.
But now we're gonna go ahead and talk to them for a minute and see what's going on with them.
Yes.
If you like, you can come over.
It's a little different over there because we're not full time back at Black Tropical Homestead like we are at Bobby and Sherry or Black Tropical on YouTube. But we are posting videos, responding to comments. It may be under Bobby and Sherry responding to comments, but we are active again. We got our page back, which is a huge blessing, and we are starting to post over there. So if you want to join the conversation more, definitely come over there, because a lot of people, thousands of people, feel like we just blocked them or we were gone. So they haven't even heard a lot of the conversation. So we will be repeating a lot and starting from the beginning, because like introducing people to ancient grains and all this amazing stuff. Cayenne pepper, our paint away oil, our soaps, and wild yam cream. They need to hear it all. We gonna shout it from the rooftop, so
Yeah.
as many people can hear it as we can reach.
Just you know, I would say, you know, if you're new to us, Black Tropical have a lot of our older content. I ain't say older, but it's before we came here, and then hopefully you can see the comments to a lot of the people who actually been using our products back then and the testimonies that they had. You can see some of the videos that we had up there. Of course, you know, some of the stuff that was way back, you know, things have changed. We no longer use regular wheat no more to make, you know, breads and cakes and cookies and stuff. But the concept is still there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So just know, as we evolve, things will change.
Yeah.
And we will let you know what changed. If we find out something we have been doing or talking about wasn't correct, we're gonna straighten it. That's just what it is. You know, this is a journey.
Yeah, we can tell you why we've made changes on things. So it's not like we'll be like, yeah, we don't use this flour no more, we use this flour just because. No, we're gonna let you know why. So the conversations will continue. The orders will, more orders will go out today. So if you have placed orders, we are almost caught up. So definitely look in your email, check your spam for your tracking numbers, because we are getting your orders out this week.
So, Coffee, so you said you were talking about
Soursop. Oh yeah. So the thing with soursop is we did purchase some fresh soursop this weekend while we were in the South. Now, what I want y'all to be careful with is, because some people say, well, that's all we can get, so I get what I can. You ain't getting no benefits from it. You just pretty much in your mind think you drinking a healthy juice. 9 times out of 10, it's just crap. So the soursop that I showed in the little video that we made in the grocery store was soursop pulp with no seeds. But it was loaded with junk, like the what was it in there? Something that they used to make the gum. They go on wallpaper to stick the wallpaper to the wall. They put that in these soursop products as a thickening agent, as a preservative. Our body don't need that. Soursop is sour. It's a little sweet, but it's sour. But then they load it down with sugar. Sugar cancels out all the benefits. So I ain't even gonna talk about all the other ingredients that's in it. Sugar alone cancels out all of your benefits. So that's why I say you better off just not buying none than putting up with that crap.
So Alicia, we're gonna go on Black Tropical. We'll talk about the wheat again, because they have, well, we were talking about that before we left. Yeah.
I think we were just getting started.
Yeah, we're just
because we were
getting
getting ready to give away a meal.
Yeah.
But we use, that's, I can drop it. We use ancient grains. We can drop the link, but yeah, we'll talk about it this week. We'll go deep into it, because I know we get a lot of followers all the time, and people just have never heard, don't have a clue.
So guys, keep in mind that, you know, we talk about soursop for the health benefits. It is also a delicious fruit, but we don't want people to take the fact that the products out here using their name and thinking that they're gonna get the health benefits from just them saying soursop. If you got cancers and you're looking for something to help you with the fighting that, you don't want to put sugars and preservatives in your body at all. That will feed the cancers.
Yeah.
All right, so soursop by itself, I don't even think you can get it in a can where it's going to be any good for you. You're going to have to get pure sour sop so you can actually get the benefits. None of the preservatives, none of the sugars. You don't want nothing to make it taste no different than what it naturally is, so your body can use it to help with the fighting of it. Anything else they put in there is counter, productive to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, you feed
On the health, for the health
yeah,
benefits.
you're feeding the negative and not the issue. I think they were $7.99
What?
a pound soursop. Or
Yeah.
was it $7.99?
That's
So
gonna
the
depend
price,
on where you
yeah,
at.
the price varied. And I always say, like, if we go somewhere like Robert is here, it might be $15 a pound.
Yeah, it's high.
It's high. But then we looking at the benefits. Now you can find it some places cheaper, but the thing is, am I gonna be able to find it? So you can find it up to $15, $18 a pound. But I think it was $7.99 a pound where we went and we bought what was left, which was nothing. I think they were restocking today. Produce City Farmers Market. I think they restocked today, or they should be. The difference in the benefits of the seeds, of the soursop, the seeds you do not want to eat. They have an oil that deter pests that your body will not like. So the benefits of the seeds is to grow another plant. And Bobby got 100 in there to plant, so he can grow a bunch of trees. Now,
I am going to grow them too.
we do have trees that will be listed for sale. We have a few soursop trees that will be going up for sale. A few.
I think 7-ish, 8-ish, what is it?
7.
7.
Yeah,
So,
because one was
yeah.
already bought.
Yeah. And these are nice size plants, so we got to ship them. They're nice, healthy plants. They're not no little sticks. They're not these are full grown plants. And with the soursop, you don't necessarily have to eat the fruit. The leaves
are
have
what we
plenty
have.
of the benefits. So if you can grow this plant specifically for the leaves to have tea,
You are good.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that's gonna give you you want to immediately notice if you have any kind of anxiety. If you wait till right when you about to have some anxiety and you drink some tea, you can literally feel the anxiety go away. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
Like your body anybody that has anxiety knows how they body react when they have anxiety. This tea is so good that it will literally start lowering the anxiety as you drink it. It is absolutely amazing. And on top of all the other medical benefits for it, it's a really, really amazing treat. We started talking about it, 3 years ago now?
Soursop?
Yeah, because I think there was something we was talking about doing the Monday morning health checks and stuff
probably
like that.
so. Yeah, about
And-
3 years ago.
And we found out about it, and we just did deep dives and like all this research and cancer and all this stuff here, and we're like, wow. And why is this not more widely known? It's because it do too much. The big money at play don't want you to hear this stuff because cancer is good business to people who deal with cancer, right? So they definitely, all the medications, all the doctor visits, all the, procedures, all that stuff is big business, multi-billion-dollar business. Why would I tell y'all, allow y'all, why would I allow, the talking heads, the big old platforms
To click my link.
to pull this information, because this is a whole lot of money we could be losing. So we don't want this to catch traction. We don't want nobody to know about this.
Don't fall for it, because somebody even said, even when they say 100% juice, don't fall for it.
No,
I
it's
saw
got to be
somebody-
packaged, and they can't survive that way.
Somebody made a post saying, "Oh, I found this soursop juice at Burlington Coat Factory. It was $2.99 and it's 100% soursop juice." Come on now, we can't be that gullible. We can't be. So, and I just ran across another post where somebody said, "Hey, 100% soursop juice. Click my link and get it." And they are normal people like us, but when you clicking these links and going, they getting paid. And guess what? Everybody wants soursop. Get you a tree. If you can get a tree, grow it just get the leaves off it. Don't play with these people with this, "I got soursop." Now the tinctures, if they got organic soursop leaves, they can make a tincture with it. And I would trust that before I trust these juices, depending on who it's coming from. But get you a tree, grow it yourself. You can grow a soursop plant anywhere in the world, in a pot, so you can protect it. I don't care how much snow you get, bring it inside. That tree will live forever, as long as you take care of it, harvest them leaves. That is your medicine. You don't need the fruit. The fruit is great, but harvest the leaves.
If you live somewhere where they sell soursop trees, I would say definitely get soursop trees. They're worth every dime, but there are places that's just not gonna have soursop, and that's the reason why we bought extra, so we can actually, send out a few of them. But, when I say amazing, when it comes to amazing plants, this is one of those ones that you're going to definitely love. You don't really need to even add any kind of sweetener or nothing to it.
Yeah.
Soursop leaves taste good, buy. They're drinkable, buy. If you make a tea with these leaves, you can just drink that without adding anything to it, which is amazing. Because most teas are so disgusting or tart that you can't just drink it.
Yeah,
you can drink the soursop.
Yeah, just like it is. So we are working on getting the soursop trees added to the website. They're gonna go fast.
Yeah.
They gonna go fast.
We went all the way from Miami home, and we only found one store that had it. We stopped by all of them.
I mean, we turned a 6-hour trip into about 9 hours, and everybody was like, we ain't got them yet, or we sold out. Like, soon as we get them, they gone. They don't ship or anything. Now, my dilemma is shipping. We don't want, it's gonna cost a little bit because we have to ship these trees. I gotta run now and get the boxes to be able to ship y'all trees, but we got what we could, and if you order them online, it's ridiculous. You're gonna get a twig smaller than this squash, and it's probably gonna run you close to $200. We try not to do that to y'all, but you have to pay for the tree, you gotta pay for shipping. But it's amazing. It's amazing. So don't put soursop juice and the fruit in your mind and feel like that's what I gotta have. You can grow a tree and have all the leaves you want. As a matter of fact, when you get your tree from us, if you want to take the leaves, some of the leaves off, take half the leaves off and let it grow, and then get more leaves. You can put 2 leaves and make 2-3 cups of tea.
That's what Chia West was saying. Where can she get the dry leaves from? You don't have to dry them. Go out there as you need them and get them and make a tea with them.
No, when
they don't have to be dried. Now, if you want to preserve them,
you want to dehydrate them.
Yeah.
And I would be careful with dehydrate. I would get one of these, because when you dehydrate, it warm it up, and you don't want to cook the nutrients out of it. So get one of these things and fill it up with leaves and let them air dry. That way you don't have to add heat to it. We use the freeze dryer. Our freeze dryer doesn't heat up. It just freeze and dry and vacuum seal. So, but we'll get that added to the site. Should be around noon. They should be available. So, all right, y'all.
All right, guys. We're going to go over to Blacktropicalhomestead and say good morning to them.
Yes.
And then we got a ton of stuff to do this morning, so we're going to get going.
Ton more, and it's raining.
I'm still going out there. I got some of this stuff.
So,
I want to repot some stuff. Oh, you see that we got
I purchased myself
we
something.
got sugar apples now.
Oh, that's what I was looking at because we were talking about sugar apples when we was in West Palm. And that was the first thing I was like, check the sugar apple.
And we got a papaya.
And a papaya. So it's that time of the year. But I'll post some videos on because everybody keeps saying, that zucchini is too big. First of all, it's squash. Second of all, we gonna find out together if it's too big. They even say the cucumber is too big.
These things actually grow humongous.
So that's the thing. Like,
This is like a melon, but it still tastes like a cucumber.
people are so used to the same thing, like a cucumber being a cucumber. I like growing big stuff. So this is why I always make sure when I see things that got giant on it or big, I want to grow it because I want to see it for myself. So when you see us with these big vegetables, it's a certain type of fruit that you can grow. This is why we like growing from seed. This is this. And it's not even the size that you see on here.
So guys, if you're new to growing, one thing you got to understand that there are multiple varieties of every vegetables.
Yeah.
You know, what you see in the store is just one. And usually it's the even worse tasting one. But what it is the best one for shelf life. It actually will sit on the shelf longer and look good longer.
And they can
but
get a
they
bunch
don't
of
taste as good, and they don't have the nutrients to it. So these things taste way better than what you're gonna find in any store.
And you can grow a ton of it. Like you can grow a lot. We'll be harvesting more squash, if not today, definitely tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna have to share some
For sure. I saw the neighbor outside. I was like, we gotta take. I know they're gonna be like, they come with this weird stuff in here, but let's try it and see. And I gotta take Susan tomato. So y'all have an amazing day. Thank you for all the shares, all of our new followers and subscribers. Welcome to Black's Tropical Homestead. Again, products are going out again today, more products, so look out for your emails. Thank y'all. We can't thank y'all enough.
Like, share, subscribe.
All that good stuff.
Follow the channel if you haven't. Hey, hit the bell over there on YouTube so you can be notified whenever we go live. So, all you have to do is double tap that screen, guys, if you haven't already, and it will give us a notification or give us a thumbs up. And that will allow for the platforms to see, hey, these guys are pretty cool. People are liking them. They're giving some kind of benefit to their followers. And they may allow more people to see us. And that's the goal, guys, to build our family, get bigger, get stronger, and get that message out so we can be better as a community. So we appreciate it. Appreciate y'all for joining us this morning. Till the next time.
Don't let nobody steal your joy. Okay. Oh, you finished now? Yep. Up in here. Oh, you finished now, finally, right? Not yet, boy.